Where do I find that? Oh, hey guys, I'm just doing a scavenger hunt here, and it's so hard. Like, listen to this. First off, the list is huge. Listen to what they say. Find a purple-nosed bear. Find a wiggly gummy worm. Find 10 leaves that look exactly the same. Where do I find that? Oh, I've been doing this all day, and I still haven't completed the list. I've been crawling around, hunting, searching, and I still can't find everything that they're looking for. This scavenger hunt is a real challenge. You know, this scavenger hunt kind of reminds me about what we're learning today. We are learning about truth. Sometimes it can be hard to find the truth, just like it's hard to find all the things on this list. Sometimes we have to hunt and search and look for what's true. Sometimes we have to dig for what's true. And how do we know when we've found the truth? How do we know what the truth is? Now, I was talking to my friend Callie today, and she said she has a couple things to tell us about truth. So, we are going to hear from Callie, and I think she has some challenges for us to do. But don't worry, I made her promise that they're not going to be as hard as this scavenger hunt. All right? Okay, Callie, hand it over to you.
Hey! Thanks for tuning in today, my most awesome friends. Do you like challenges? I love challenges. I don't always win them, but I love trying. Today, I have a fun challenge we can play wherever you are. So, here are the rules. I will show you a picture, and you have to guess what sport it is. Okay? Are you ready? Let's see if we can get all three. Challenge accepted. Number 1, mitt.
Baseball,
Number 2, a net.
basketball,
Number 3, a goalie.
hockey,
Awesome. Did you get all three? My friend is calling. Let's see if she wants to play with us.
Hey, Callie.
Hey, what are you up to?
I'm getting ready to go out, but I just wanted to see if your arm was feeling better.
Thanks so much for calling and checking in on me. I'm getting better. The doctor said one more week, then I get to take this cast off. It's a bit annoying, but I know it's helping me.
That's great to hear, Callie. That must have hurt a lot.
Hey, you want to play a quick challenge before you go out?
For sure, I'm always up for a challenge.
Great. Can you guess what that sound is?
I have no idea. Is it a train? Is it a boat?
Well, it does have something to do with the ocean. Oh, you only have 10 seconds left.
Come on, give me a hint.
Okay, I guess I can give you a clue. Yes, it's an animal.
Oh my, I
2
don't
seconds
have
left.
any idea. A whale?
Yay! You got it! That was an awesome guess.
Well, that was a fun challenge. Guess I gotta run. Bye-bye.
Are you ready for today's Bible story? Scream out,
It's time for our Bible story. Today we will learn another amazing story about Jesus.
Yay!
Jesus, in this story, went up to a high mountain with 3 of his friends.
Which ones?
He went with Peter, James, and John.
Those are his disciples.
Exactly, they were really close friends of Jesus who followed him everywhere. They went really high on the mountain, and then something really interesting started happening to Jesus. First of all, his clothes began to shine.
Shine?
Yes, shine. His clothes were glowing. No one had ever seen that before.
Were they surprised?
They were. Then it got even more interesting. They heard a voice from the heavens. The voice was God.
What did God say?
God spoke in a loud voice so that Peter, James, and John could hear. God said, "This is my son. Listen to Jesus."
Oh, wow.
Then Jesus' friends knew the truth about Jesus. They had always known there was something special about Jesus. Jesus could do all kinds of amazing things, and he knew so much about God. They now knew that Jesus is God's son. No wonder.
I'm back, friends. truth. Jesus is like the light because Jesus shows me the truth. When I hear stories from the Bible about Jesus, I learn more about God and how God wants me to live. Like, I know God wants me to be kind to everyone because Jesus was kind to everyone. I know that God wants me to forgive people because Jesus did the same. And I know that I can talk to God because Jesus talked to God all the time. So friends, I gotta run. Thanks for dropping in today and growing with me. Bye, friends!
Thanks, Callie. Those are some fun challenges and a great story for today. Now, did you guys hear about that story that we're learning about? We are learning about the transfiguration of Jesus. What does it mean when something is transfigured? It means that it is transformed, that it's changed, that it looks different than it did before. Now, Jesus and his friends went on top of a mountain, and Jesus started to change what he looked like. His clothes became dazzling white, the brightest, shiniest white you can imagine. And then two guys named Elijah and Moses appeared beside him and started talking to him. Now, Peter and Jesus' disciples were afraid because they knew that Elijah and Moses were important people in the Old Testament, but they knew that they shouldn't be alive right now. So they didn't know why they could see them talking to Jesus. And then suddenly a cloud appeared and a big voice came and said, "This is my son, the Son of God. Listen to him." Now, whose voice was that? Do you know whose voice that was? It was God's voice. God was telling them that Jesus was God. Jesus was the Son, the one who was coming to save them. And in this craziness, where they see all these changes, they see Elijah and Moses, it showed the disciples that Jesus was the one who they were waiting for. Jesus was who he said that he was. Such a cool moment for them to experience with Jesus. Now, in this moment where Jesus transfigured, where he changed what he looked like, where he was dazzling white and he was with these two men who aren't even alive anymore, it was actually a moment for him to show the disciples the truth. He revealed to them that he was God and that he was there for a very important reason. You know, Jesus shows us the truth too, even nowadays. Did you hear what Callie said in our story about a power outage? Have you ever had the power go out at your house? I have. It can be scary to be in the dark sometimes because your mind can play games with you and it makes you think sometimes that things are scarier than they are. If you're afraid of the dark, sometimes it can make your room feel scarier than it actually is. Or when your dog brushes by your leg, just like Callie said, then it can make your heart beat and make you think that something is scarier than it is. You know, life is kind of like that. And I like what Callie said when she said that Jesus is like a light in a power outage. When the power's out, if you have a night light or you have a flashlight that can work with no power, then you can see in the dark. That's what Jesus does. When we are scared or we're not sure what's going on or we don't know what the truth is, then Jesus can show us the way. He can show us the truth. Do you remember way before we watched the video, I asked you, how do you know what is true? How can you determine what is truth? Well, that kind of reminds me of our Bible point for today, which talks about truth. Do you remember what our Bible point is? I think you do. It's coming on the screen right now. It says, Jesus shows me the truth. Jesus shows us what is true, and he guides us like a light. He is so amazing that way. Now, I have an idea that I want to show you a little bit more about how Jesus shows us the way. All right, I'm going to grab a seat and we are going to look a little bit closer at how Jesus helps show us the truth. All right, do you guys see these two jars? One of them has a surprise inside, but we don't know which one. One of them has a surprise, one of them is just liquid. But the water is so dark, we can't tell which is which. Do you have any idea how we can figure out which one has the surprise and which one doesn't? We can look really hard, but we can't tell because they're so dark. Now that reminds me of our story and our Bible point for today, because it talks about how Jesus shows us the truth and he's like a light in the darkness. So I've got a jar that says Jesus on it, and I'm going to open it up and we're going to pour it into the dark jars and see if Jesus can show us the truth, if he can reveal which one has the surprise, okay? Okay, let's try this one first. Let's pour Jesus in there and see. Whoa, do you see that? It revealed that there's nothing in there. Well, let's try this one then. Let's fill this one and see. There it is. There's our surprise. Can you see it? It's a cool bouncy ball. Jesus helped show us the truth, show us, he revealed where the surprise was. And it's just like Callie was talking about with the power outage, and just like our Bible point says for today, Jesus shows us the truth. When he showed the disciples the truth about who he was revealing truth to them. And today, Jesus does the same thing for us. When we are scared or confused, he shows us the truth. All right, before I get back to my scavenger hunt, let's practice our memory verse again. Now, our memory verse comes from 1 John 5, verse 5. Do you remember the actions? It starts with a big shrug. Starts here. Let's say it all together. Who is it that overcomes the world? Only the one that believes that Jesus is the Son of God. 1 John 5, verse 5. Good job. Let's do it all together one more time. Starts with who. Ready? Who is it that overcomes the world? Only the one who believes that Jesus is the Son of God. 1 John 5, verse 5. Good job. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Now I want to get back to this scavenger hunt. Now that I think about it, and because we've talked about darkness and dark places, we might have a purple-nosed bear in the basement. Now it'll be hard to see, but if I get a flashlight, I think it will illuminate. We've talked about that a lot today. Now, we are going to do another worship song while I go and hunt for the scavenger hunt items, because I really don't want to give up on this challenge. You guys have inspired me. All right, I will see you next week. Have an awesome week. We'll see you later. Bye.
In my wrestling, in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the dark.